Everybody out there who's kicking back with me here in the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And once again, I hope that y'all listen to me and entertain some of these investment options that were available in some bottom-feeding opportunities last week, because that is the only reason why I'm living lavish. You know what I'm saying? I'm living lavish today because, you know, you go in, you bottom feed, you make profits, baby. Yeah, let me take a drink here. Pretty good stuff. As a matter of fact, let me have another drink. You have another drink? You have another drink? Yeah, the engineer's going to give me another drink here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drink me, because, I know there's a lot of folks out there that are concerned that, I consume a little bit too many alcoholic libations. But remember this, folks. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a connoisseur. You understand? Alcoholics drink the same Billy Carter Kentucky Fried Chicken piss every single day. I drink a different drink every time. You understand, man? That's all there is to it. You know? Anyway, let me go ahead and as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and open up this beer here. Let me go ahead and do this. There we go. Oh man, we're open up, and matter of fact, we're in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. All right, and before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please retweet the. Jesus Christ, I'm belching up in here. I'm sorry, man. Anyway, please retweet the broadcast. All right. I mean, blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the name, or is the website to send them to, for Christ's sake. All right. Come on down. All right. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right. We got all kinds of little buttons underneath the player. All kinds of little Twitter buttons and Facebook like buttons. Use and abuse those buttons, baby. Anyway, let me go ahead and move on to the next subject matter, folks, so we can get into everybody's favorite time, Radio Graffiti. We were talking about the Texas State Legislature passing the anti-Groping Bill. That's why we need a Texan in the White House, baby. That's why we need a Texan in the White House. All right, now, what else we got going on over here? Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Democrats saying that the GOP, all right, the GOP is denying the DREAM Act from being put up on the agenda. Now, for the folks that don't know what the DREAM Act is, it's one of these initiatives that have been put forth by the liberal regime in efforts to try to provide some sort of avenue to legalization for illegal immigrants. Now, yours truly was somebody who was, back in his conservative days, back, when I was broadcasting as a true conservative, I was against illegal immigration and that sort of thing. But at this point in time, now that I'm a capitalist, and the reason I'm a capitalist now and no longer conservative, well, folks, I mean, Sarah Palin, is really all I got to say. Give me a break. What else do I have to say? When you've got Sarah Palin, the mouthpiece of the conservative movement, which is a complete hypocrisy to everything that I have ever stood for as a conservative, is just a slap in the face to me. It's all the years that I cherished those conservative principles. It just seemed that it was a slap in the mouth. They don't oblige that anymore. You know what I mean? They don't oblige that anymore. Anyway, and not to mention, did you hear Sarah Palin's daughter, Bristol? She put out a book, her memoirs of being, a hockey lover. I don't know. But anyway, she claimed, believe it or not, and I'm quoting, that Levi took her virginity from her, but he didn't rape her. Yeah, Levi Johnson, the guy that she had the kid with. Can you believe that? And anyway, it got real quiet in here because it looks like BTR is actually finally, starting to come in here. What is it? Is it BTR or is it you, engineer? Well, actually, it's the engineer that's kicking ass and taking names. I didn't realize. The engineer has finally had enough of all the nonsense that is just, being shoved all over the room, for Christ's sake. And the engineer has finally put a stop to it. So all the spamming and all the nonsense that we have had on here, people aren't able to do it, and it looks like people are getting a little pissed off about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good job, engineer. Good job, man. Anyway, like I said, we were talking a little bit about this DREAM Act. Now, me personally, I think that whatever party, it could be the left wing of the political spectrum, it could be the right wing of the political spectrum, whichever party goes first and says that we need to make, some kind of amnesty, some kind of amnesty as it pertains to the illegal immigration problem, I think that that's what we need. I think we need general amnesty, for Christ's sake. If you try to be racist about it, all right, if you try to be like Georgia, when Georgia tried to, make it, some kind of a state law to hire illegal immigrants and, made it hard for illegal immigrants to sustain a living in that state, what happened? Well, the illegal immigrants left, and you got 11,000 farm jobs that nobody wanted to take. And if nobody wants to take those farm jobs, well, lo and behold, what's going to happen? Those crops are going to rot. It's going to have famine, for Christ's sake. So anyway, I think that the reason that the GOP doesn't want to talk about the DREAM Act, it's not because they don't want illegal immigrants to be in the country. No. I think that we pretty much settled on the political front that, illegal immigrants are here to stay. They're the only ones working. And it would only behoove the government to give them amnesty so we can have some generated revenue in form of taxes so that we can actually sustain the amount of government entitlements that we have out here in America. So it just makes sense, all right? It just makes sense. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter. I mean, I personally believe that we need amnesty to the illegal immigrants. Anybody who thinks otherwise is a racist. And that's my personal opinion, all right? You assholes out there calling me a racist, you're the racists, all right? You're the racists. These are the only people working in this society, and you want them to stop working. You're the racists, all right? Anyway, let me move on here. Let's see. Do we have any Twitter shout-outs that we need to do, engineer? Any Twitter shout-outs? All right. Well, hey, take it out. We've got Skeet Vessel. You know what I'm saying? We've got Jack Jones. All right. We've got Irish Capitalist. What's going on to Irish Capitalist? All right. What's going on? Who else? We got the Taskmaster. You know what I mean? We've got Chuggo in the place. We got THMSLCN. What's going on, man? Who else we got? We got Javo BDC, although he's calling me a racist, so screw you, all right? Screw you. We got Boy on Pluto. What's going on? We got Bampot. What's going on? We got Red Plum in the house. Red Plum says he's been on hold for an hour. Well, let's get some calls. I'm sorry. My bad, man. I mean, you have to understand, we got so many callers here. It's tough for me to keep track, I mean, it gets me a little off keister up in here. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get to some calls. Before we do, I want to continue on the program, folks. We only got a limited amount of time here, and we got off keister there for a second. So let me move on to the next subject matters. I want to give everybody the latest developments in the unrest in the Arab world because as much as our president likes to believe that he can manipulate the gas prices, oil prices by tapping into the Strategic Petroleum Reserve of America, as you see today, not only did prices increase, but the reason is because we not only may have a supply problem in the future, but a lot of the lines that actually distribute this particular oil could be in jeopardy because of this Arab unrest that we're seeing all across the world. All right, and this is out of the Associated Press. We got Libya saying, we already know what's going on in Libya, this NATO front, this, BS that, Obama thinks that he has the authority to go out and basically initiate this particular military theater. What else we got going on? We've got Syria. Of course, we've already talked about Syria and what's happening out there with Bashar al-Assad acting like a despotic, disgusting piece of trash. All right, like a despotic, disgusting piece of trash, killing his own people. Killing his own people because he doesn't want to relieve power. You know what I mean? doesn't want power to be taken from him. He's one of these disgusting pieces of trash that needs to. He's not only killing his own people, he's killing children. And not only is he killing children and torturing children, but he's killing these the soldiers that aren't obliging that particular deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's not doing it. Anyway, hold on. We got somebody in here. We got to kick some people out up in here, for Christ's sake. I mean, let me tell you, I'm glad that the engineer. Much props to the engineer finally kicking ass and taking names for all the people that were spamming. The spamming has ceased to exist. Thanks to the engineer. Thanks, engineer. We really appreciate it, man. I mean, seriously, good job. Thanks a lot, man. Seriously. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me move on to the next subject matter, folks. What else do we have? Oh, not just Syria. We have Bahrain. And Bahrain, the Saudi military officials said that next week the kingdom plans to pull out some units out of Bahrain because they think that they've got the thing under control. We've also got some unrest in Egypt. Remember, we've got some Muslim on Christian squamishes happening out there in Egypt. Not to mention that Egypt is, opening its arms to the Ayatollah in Iran. And we also got some destabilization in Oman and Sudan and a whole bunch of other Arab Spring uprisings that we need to keep our eye on as it pertains to us capitalists. You know what I mean? Anyway, folks, the chat is on, all right? The chat is on. You can chat. I can hear you. I mean, I can see it right now. If you're wondering, what's happened to the chat right now, the engineer, he's finally had enough. He's finally had enough of all these people, spamming chat, acting like jag-offs. You know what I mean? Acting like some, a stupid, malicious, pathetic, 8-year-old. And the engineer finally came in and kicked ass and take names. I mean, that's all there is to it, So he doesn't like it. As you can see, he's a little upset. But I can still see the chat. Everything's okay. So if you want to interact with me, no problem. We can still see it. Let me move on to the next subject matter. We've got China rejecting the U.S. involvement in the South China Sea disputes. And for all you folks that, haven't been keeping up with the show here, we've been actually covering these South China Sea disputes. It initially started with the Ho Chi Minh side of communism out there in Vietnam. Vietnam was actually trying to do some kind of oil exploratory type of situation out there in the South China Sea. Unfortunately, China didn't really like that very much, and as a result, they have some kind of standoff. As a matter of fact, we're still having that kind of a standoff at this point in time. But now, it doesn't just involve Vietnam. It also involves the Philippines. And we reported, yesterday or a couple of days ago, that the United States was actually going into it was going to go into military exercises with the United States in the South China Sea in opposition to China's, particular, upheaval in this particular region, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? And some pretty scary stuff, what's happening out there in the South China Sea. I mean, this is not a joke. I think everybody should be keenly aware of this particular situation. I mean, it could throw China in a defensive or offensive situation militarily. We've got people that are out there actually conducting military exercises, and I'm talking about United States forces, out there in the South China Sea, hooking it up with the Philippines in opposition of China's dominance of the South China Sea, for Christ's sake. So I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about it? 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. Let's take some callers. I mean, we got the lines lit up once again. Let's take it. 985, what's up? You're on the horn.
Hey, is it working?
Yeah, it's working. What's up, Ed?
I'd like to inform you that the KKK meeting has been moved to Wednesday. Yeah, just a reminder. Thanks.
Yeah, it's real cute. How old are you anyway?
I'm 18, sir.
You're 18 for Christ's